Welcome to Game Recognized Game. I'm Myles Turner, 11-year NBA vet, sent up in Milwaukee Bucks. And man, Stewie's in another CBA meeting, man. They're trying to get that right tonight. You know, we don't want no WNBA lockout this year, so we got to let her handle some business. But I'm joined here today with the 2013 SEC Player of the Year at Georgia, 13-year NBA vet, and man, let them know, two-time NBA champion, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Man, appreciate you having me on, man. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Brody.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, man, we both vets in this league, been going for quite some time now, bro. We've been playing against each other for quite some time, but it's good to get mutual perspective, bro. Like I said, I think I've always appreciate the way you've carried yourself as a 3-and-D player in this league, and you're still doing it, man. So, you know, big shout out to you and what you got going, man.
I appreciate that, bro. That's yeah, man. It's still 3-and-D is the art, man. You still gotta have the confidence and the heart and the drive to do it. And I built my career off that. So I'm just lucky and blessed, you know what I'm saying, to be in the league for 13 years.
Absolutely, man. Still building, man. The league's only getting younger, so got to keep working on ourselves to stay in and keep getting that coin up. So it's real.
Yeah,
man. We got a great show today, man. We got a few topics we're gonna hit. You know, we're gonna talk to KCP about what it's like to win an NBA title, not only once but twice, and what it was like to play with, you know, two legends in the game between Jokic and LeBron. We're going to talk some college hoops. You know, March Madness is right around the corner. Selection Sunday is actually this weekend, so we're going to get to a little bit of topics there, what we got to do to improve the college game. And we're going to go off the court, man. You know, we got to get some parenting advice because, you know, KCP has a beautiful family, man, 5 kids, holding it down. You know, it's for all this parents out there. Because, you know, Stewie got a parent corner, so someone's got to hold it down for us today. So, yeah. We'll get right into it, bro. This is what we ask all our guests, and this can mean anything, but what is the term game recognized game? Like, what's that mean to you?
For me, I would say, you know, your game on the court is just like, you know, most of it, but like I feel like, you know, the respect you bring to it, you know, the way you carry yourself, and how professional you go about, you know what I'm saying, your job or your career, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, game recognized game, you know, I can look across and see, like, yeah, he put in the work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shows in the game, you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, like, yeah, it goes, like, a lot of aspects goes into it, but like you said, game recognized game, man, like, but a lot of different, like, respect, you know what I'm saying? The work ethic, the character, you know, and all the different aspects.
Yeah, I appreciate that perspective, man. I think that, you know, for us, you know, we try to bring on guys, you know, that we feel, one, obviously, you know, is amazing at what they do, but it could be in any facet of life, man. It don't got to be just hoops. I mean, just people in their respective industries and just recognizing what they do and just showing love. Yeah. So with that being said, man, just in life, like, what's the moment that you realized you had game?
I would just say, like, this go back to me growing up, you know, playing against the older kids in my neighborhood. So, like, I had an outdoor court I grew up playing on. So, like, it was, you know, the park was pretty much full, you know, every day with older kids, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you barely got a chance to get on court, you know what I'm saying? If you're not winning, you're not playing for another hour or so. So that, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of got my confidence and, like, you know what I'm saying, built, you know what I'm saying, the competitiveness in me as well. And, like, just, like, throughout life, man, just competing, you know, with everything. I feel like just my game, I kind of recognized I had game when high school, when I started varsity at 9th grade, and just the way I carried myself and, like, and the way I played, it just showed that my game, like, the work I put in, and it just showed for itself. I had the talent. I knew what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the indecision. Like, if I'm shooting the ball, I'm shooting the ball. If I'm driving. So it's like, and I was also having fun. That was like probably like my high school probably was the most fun I ever had playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of grew, you know what I'm saying, my level of my level and then my skill set, just like me putting in the work because of how much fun I had. So I recognized, like, when I made the varsity starting team in 9th grade.
That's real, man. And that's a bar in itself when you said, like, you knew when you wanted to shoot, you was going to shoot. When you wanted to drive, you wanted to drive. That's a very mature mindset that's tough for, I think, a lot of our younger listeners and a lot of our high school kids, you know, that has to get established, man. That's not easy.
Yeah.
That's big, man. And just harboring that mentality, man. You obviously went on to play, at the University of Georgia. You stayed home. You stayed to your sophomore year. You was able to have that impactful season that 2013 year. And then, you went on to the draft after that. Got drafted. You spent your 4 years with Detroit, right? First few
Yeah.
years with Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still feel like you feel a connection with that city and that team?
Man, I still talk to some of like my old friends back there. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the people from the organization. Like Detroit, like kind of made me who I am today too as well. You know what I'm saying? And it just like the history of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? The organization, you know what I'm saying? Coming into that, like I had an opportunity to play with Chauncey Billups, you know what I'm saying? Tayshaun Prince. Like I have Rasheed Wallace as an assistant coach. Like I had an opportunity to come in with some like great vets and great guys. It's part of like Detroit history. You know what I'm saying? The Pistons as far as that, and it kind of molded me. You know what I'm saying, to the player like who I am. Like in Detroit, you know what I'm saying. My offensive game was, at its highest peak. You know what I'm saying. I was on the ball a lot more. You know what I'm saying, getting more shots. My defense was always there, you know what I'm saying? That was a plus, you know what I'm saying, that my offensive game kind of took off my second year in the league. And man, I like I said, like from them 4 years I was there, man, like that's like basketball became like, you know what I'm saying, like it was like, man, it was just like a feeling that I can't even explain the feeling right now. Like it kind of like molded me into like just being that dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get it every night, try to be available. Because like, you know what I'm saying, at the time the team was like, you know what I'm saying, I was one of the top scorer on the team. So like there was like a lot of stuff was falling in my hands. So like being able to go from a rookie player to that took a lot to like just mentally like take in. So like I mean, I still have ties to Detroit now, and I thank everybody in the organization like to this day, and I still talk to like old GM, which was Joe Dumars at the time. I still talk to them guys. Like man, it's just family over there.
Yeah, that's real. I feel like you really embody like the spirit of like the city itself, man. Just that grit, that grind, you know what I mean? And molded you into the player that you are. So, I mean, you've also got a chance to kind of see them reinvent themselves over the years, man. What's your thoughts on, Cade, JB Bickerstaff, Jalen Duren, them guys right now, what they're doing over there?
You know what I'm saying? Like Detroit gonna always be bad boy city. You know what I'm saying? And so like they kind of is like reinventing that a little bit. With like the tough Detroit team. You know what I'm saying? You got your Bulls over there. Then you got Cade that's leading the team, and he's took that team to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like and JB, like you said, JB Bickerstaff, like his coaching, man, his game plans or whatever he's doing over there, like it's really turned that whole program around. And like I'm excited for him because like Detroit, they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. You know what I'm saying? I think. This year and then like years to come, man, they're gonna always be a playoff team.
So I'm gonna take a few of your former teams here and kind of put them together here. We obviously have Detroit we just talked about. You got the Nuggets this season. You got the Lakers this season. Out of them three teams right there, who do you think has a better shot of like taking it all the way and winning a title? You got experience in LA. Obviously, you got Jokic, doing that thing, his sporting cash. You got Detroit on the come up. Like, what you think?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be hard to beat like Denver. You know what I'm saying? Because of like the offensive threat that they bring, and then they can get stops when they need them. You know what I'm saying? I think that Denver's always been that way, and they always gonna be in the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna always. It's not gonna be a blowout. But for like this season, what I've been watching for the three teams, I'm gonna give it to Detroit because of the defense. Like they've shown like their defense is like, you know what I'm saying, if not top 5, you know what I'm saying, it's top 10, you know what I'm saying, in the league. So they lock in there and they are an offensive threat, you know what I'm saying, when K's get going, you know what I'm saying, all the other supporting cast. So I'll give it to Detroit because of like the defensive presence that they do bring.
Okay. Okay, I like that answer. Nah, defense always gonna win championships. That's
Yeah,
real.
always.
Yeah,
I'm always referred to that. You know what I'm saying? It won't be my first 2 championships, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I got a random one for you because it's funny. Some of our listeners ask about this. It's random as hell. So, like, I've been in the league, so I know how it goes. When you do go to Denver, you played there for a year. Let's talk about the altitude, bro, because I feel like some people
yeah.
think it's conspiracy. Some people think that we full of
No,
shit. Like,
no. It's a
yeah.
real thing, and I have the things to experience. But when I first signed with them, my first week of working out, like the first 2 days, I got dizzy. The second day, I had to stop the workout 30 minutes in.
Mm.
It takes some time to get used to, but like it's a real thing. You can walk outside and be walking in a minute or 2 minutes and have to take a deep breath. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm already
it's
knowing,
a real
bro.
thing. So like that's why they told me to get acclimated. Like just get out and walk. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying. You start like to get used to it, and then playing there, man. It took me at least a month and a half to kind of get used to it. Cause like I would say the first half, like every game, bro, I'm like winded. It's like I like sub, like I need sub. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like you get used to it. Like the longer you play there, you know what I'm saying. I had the 2 years to play there, and I got used to it. Like within like 2 to 3 months. So.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't like, you gotta get out there and see. Like, and you can just get out and just walk, and you just might imagine playing, 48 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Trying to play a basketball game at your, highest peak. So, just walking can, like, have you short breath, you know what I'm saying? So
Hell yeah. That's
it's a
some real
thing.
home court advantage, boy.
Yeah. A lot of people say that, but, like, we go through it too, because, like, you know what I'm saying? We still have to, we might on the back end, yes, second half, real great. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, other opponents might still, feel the altitude, or like it might be a little bit more intense for them. But like for us,
Yeah.
first quarters, you know what I'm saying? Some of the second, shit, we feeling it just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
All right. Yeah, so you won a championship in Denver. Let's talk about that, man. So what's the biggest thing that separates the good teams from the championship teams?
I would say the chemistry, you know what I'm saying, from I would say from coaches to player. I feel like that dynamic has to be locked in. You know what I'm saying? And both teams, like both of my championship teams, like it was to a point where, you know what I'm saying, our dialogue between the coaches and player when we're watching film was everybody, you know what I'm saying, time in. You know what I'm saying? It's no one person doing this, one person doing that. It was like he calling out this person, he calling out that person. No, it's a collective. You know what I'm saying? How do I get this person to be better if he's not doing his job? So it's a team effort. So like, and I feel like just get to know your teammates, man. Like I feel like we know each other like inside this locker room. You know what I'm saying? When we come to work, do what y'all do outside of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all hanging out together. You know what I'm saying? Or are y'all doing this? You know what I'm saying? Having dinners. Both teams, both of my championship team, we did that. You know what I'm saying? Every road trip, you know what I'm saying? It was a dinner set up. You know what I'm saying? It was something. You know what I'm saying, for a team function. Even when it was like, you know what I'm saying, off days. You know what I'm saying? It was some players were meeting up with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had that chemistry. So like it was so easy to play with this person on the court, or if the lineups up, shit, I know this person. You know what I'm saying? So we good. You can just throw anybody in the lineup and we're gonna rock. You know what I'm saying? I think it's having that chemistry, you know what I'm saying, on and off the court, and being like locked in. Everybody has one goal. You know what I'm saying? If your goal is not championship, you know what I'm saying, then you up the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You being yourself.
Yeah, and you build the equity too, man. Because like, if you really hanging out with someone, you get to know someone in and out, and you have to get on his ass. So, like one of them days, like y'all go back and forth. Come from a place of love. You know what I mean? It ain't just saying it's just no personal.
What if they say, hey, you know, so I've been hanging out with my teammate for about 6 months, and him and the coach get into it, and the coach don't know how to reach me. Boom. I know how to reel him in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, coach, I got him. Boom. We've been hanging out for 6 months. I know how to reel him in. I know, you know what I'm saying? what's going on. I probably know what he's going through. Coach probably don't know what he's going through. And he probably just like exploded, you know what I'm saying? That's a good piece too for us, like how like being that championship dynamic team. Like we go through shit just like the coaches go through shit, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
So we all gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? Or I gotta be like, Coach, look, I ain't got it today, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot on my mind, but I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna work my ass off. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And it gotta be that dialogue and they gotta be okay with that, you know what I'm saying? Because Coach, you could come in and be on some shit and you might just be running up for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So like we like, what Coach, you good? You know? So like it's that dynamic. Like I said, like you gotta have that good chemistry, man. Like and I feel like the both teams I've been on, like that chemistry from like head coach on down to like the 15th last man on the bench, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like one. We had that one goal and that was it. Anybody that was outside of that goal, you know what I'm saying? Everybody deal with him, not just one person. The whole team deal with that person, you know what I'm saying? Because now we got to reel you back in because we're going to need you eventually, but, you know what I'm saying? We can't have you thinking it's I when it's everybody else is like we, you know what I'm saying? So
I like that.
It just goes about, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. So, you spoke to the leadership just right there, but like you personally, like how did you put or help put those title winning teams over the top? Like you personally, like what was your role?
The Lakers, my role was like we talked about earlier, that 3 and D. You know what I'm saying? We talked about like that was my job. You know what I'm saying? Defend and be ready to knock down this corner 3 shot. You know what I'm saying? And I did it at my highest. You know what I'm saying? I gave it 110%. You know what I'm saying? Like that championship run, it what you know. Kind of like separated my game, or like me separated myself. Like man, I can play at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do. I know how to play. You know what I'm saying? And my main job was to make this corner 3 and play defense. You know what I'm saying? So my mindset, I was already locked in. I knew my offensive and my defensive thrive. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, all right, how do I prepare myself mentally every game? You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about it earlier, like, man, this preparing for that, man, it could be so real. You know what I'm saying? My Lakers ones, even though it was in a bubble, you know what I'm saying? But we still had to prepare, you know what I'm saying? No family, nobody around, you know what I'm saying? This is just it was just us as team, you know what I'm saying? Like just imagine like that chemistry you build within them 3 to 4 months, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all players. And like my champ, like the LA, when we got to the bubble, we had a Madden tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know how to play Madden that good, but I'm in it, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a team bonding thing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was in the room. We had schedules, when to play, you know what I'm saying? We had a commission, like we made it like a real, like, you know what I'm saying, playoff record where we could trade players, you know what I'm saying? We can do all this. We come in and watch our opponents and who play next week. So that's what kept us together, you know what I'm saying, in the bubble, because like it almost ended again. You know, the season almost ended again in the bubble.
So, I remember, bro. Yeah.
And we probably was the closest team that was in the bubble, you know what I'm saying? So like it made it easier for like us to like just we made the bubble into our like, you know what I'm saying, little frat house. We having fun, you know what I'm saying? So like it's what we did.
Let's speak on that a little bit because, bro, I was in the bubble. I remember what that experience was like. You know what I mean? People like to hate on that 2020 title, you know, and say it was like, it was fake, it was a Mickey Mouse, blah, 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 blah. Like, what you got to say to that? Please.
How can you say that, though? Like, it was COVID. Yeah, the season ended, you know what I'm saying? Boom, before the season ended, like, you know what I'm saying, before COVID hit, we was running through teams. Like, you know, like we were beating teams about 15, 20 almost every night. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were number 1 in the league. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't like, we was kind of mad as the season ended. We like, what the you know what I'm saying? This is our year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they started it back up and we going to the bubble, we like, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go and finish it out. Whether, you know what I'm saying, we don't have fans or not. You know what I'm saying? It's still basketball. We got to go hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like how they trying to knock that, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the NBA made sure it was just basketball. You know what I'm saying? They tried to put into the fans, like saying virtually, you know what I'm saying? Pumping some
Yeah.
crowd. It was cool, but for me, I could focus, you know what I'm saying? I could hear every play on the floor, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, that was an advantage, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and then when they tried it almost ended again because like what happened in Milwaukee at the time.
Yep.
I think, and we was like, man, we don't want to end it, you know what I'm saying? Because we already know what our goal was. But I think we was like I said, like we was the only team that was like kind of like really just locked in, like whether we had to go play, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't in this in Orlando. So like we didn't care where it had to be, man. We just wanted to play basketball.
I heard you on that. All right, so let's speak to that then. Like, what's the moment, like when you realize like you about to win the championship, bro? Like you've experienced it twice. Like describe that feeling to the people.
I'm gonna describe both because it's kind of was so like not really the same moment because like the LA one, you couldn't get really excited because we was up 30 at halftime. And it was like, we wanted to get excited. Like, man, we want to lock on this shit over with. You know what I'm saying? We let our hair down. We good. But luckily, I had, like you said, I had some great vets to play with. I had Bron, you know what I'm saying? I had Rondo, you know what I'm saying? AD, JaVale, like guys that, you know what I'm saying, been in the playoffs before that, you know what I'm saying? And some won at the high level, you know what I'm saying? So they come in the locker room, you know what I'm saying? They like, nah, this ain't over, you know what I'm saying? And locked everybody back in. And we came out, man, we won by 30. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's how locked in with that. Like that's how we wanted to get this over like right now, you know what I'm saying? And that's a real moment didn't happen until like it's like 10 seconds on the clock, you know what I'm saying? And my started running on the floor already. And we didn't need like the buzzer ain't even ended, you know what I'm saying? So and then the Denver one was just more like was a close game, you know what I'm saying? Well, our closeout game it was a close game. And the moment was so real when I got the last rebound and I dribbled it out to the other side of the court. And in 2 seconds, I threw the ball in the air, and I think Bruce Brown was the first person I hugged because he was right there. And I was like, man, I was like, it's so real moment. And it like that championship, like that moment didn't really hit me that I won a second one until I had the parade. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get a chance to do it the first one because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that one, the second one, didn't hit me until like, man, that parade. I was like, this is what I won the first one for. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm always thinking, I'm like, man, I won one in LA. Imagine how that parade would have been. You know what I'm saying? That city of LA. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, I'm dreaming about them. Like, man, COVID, damn. Then like Denver happened, and it was so real. Man, like we leaving Ball Arena. Couple little fans like right by the arena, and the first turn. When I seen the first turn, bro, I mean, it was people on buildings, you know what I'm saying, out of their windows, like the streets were full. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I was been looking for, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like just the so real moment right there. I just took down like, oh man, this is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can only imagine. All right, man. So you got a chance to play with Bron and Jokic, bro. Like, who would you rather have on your team, like in a big game, like the big moments in the playoffs? Because you've been part of it. I understand the Lakers one was a little different, but like,
if I can have
tough,
both, I take both. If I can have both,
I know I
can't take both, but they are so like special in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Like they both can play 1 through 5. You know what I'm saying? Joker's a 0.5. You know what I'm saying? Bron's a fucking 0.5. You know what I'm saying? Play all 5 positions. So like just having that type of player on your team, you know what I'm saying? And every night they're gonna bring it, you know it, you know what I'm saying? The IQ of the game, you know what I'm saying? They both willing passers, you know what I'm saying? They just make everybody around them better, you know what I'm saying? And like wants to play basketball, want to win, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I can choose either one. Like I can't go without the other one, you know what I'm saying? Like they both like have made my career, you know what I'm saying, take off. You know what I'm saying? They both elevated my career in different ways.
Man, we talked about it, man. We know you're an elite defender. You know what I mean? And obviously it takes a lot of work to get there. So with that being said, no matter how good you are, there's always going to be some great offensive player at times. And I know you've had to deal with it over the 13 years of the course of your career. Who's going to say the hardest person you've had to guard is? You know what I mean? I know it's a tough question. I know people us in the league ask it all the time, but just with your intangibles, you know what I mean? You just did everything you could. Who was the one guy that just, no matter what, it just ain't work?
I would say I still got to give it to Curry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he has a counter for everything. Whether I'm playing the best defense I can, and his footwork is like truly amazing. Like his angles, his finishes, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And so like and he can shoot the ball from Trey. So
yeah,
he got everything that you don't want to see when you're on the island by yourself. You know, so like right. I've been on the island a few times by myself. You know what I'm saying, but like yeah, he's probably the hardest I probably. Had to go out. It's probably like, and hardest like to hold to, you know what I'm saying, a lower percentage, I would say.
Heard you. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, it's time for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Georgia Bulldogs and that March Madness, the college game. While y'all here, man, please rate, review, and subscribe to Game Recognized Game with Stewie and Myles, wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back to Game Recognized Game with Stewie and Myles. Man, it's March Madness, man. It's that special time of the year. But with that being said, man, we know the NCAA, it's a powerhouse, and they done made their money, and, times have changed, bro. Times have definitely changed, from the time me and you was in college.
Yes, it has.
You got these athletes coming out and really getting them bags now, bro, especially from major universities.
Yeah.
So if you look in big picture of college basketball, the transfer portal, the NIL, like I said, it changed the game. You got guys transferring more and more money each and every season. And it puts these smaller teams, these smaller college at a disadvantage, to losing the Power Fives.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on just the state of college basketball and where we're at?
I think it's in a good state, you know what I'm saying? But I'm all for the college player getting paid, you know what I'm saying? And I also think it's also, you know what I'm saying, keeping kids in school a little bit more, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm all for that, you know what I'm saying? But just not just as far as you just piggyback off the bigger school taking from the smaller schools, you know what I'm saying? It's that part is kind of man, I just there's no loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Now I would say, all right, I got this kid, you know what I'm saying? He's committed, you know what I'm saying? But boom, as soon as he get a higher bid, he's gone. So, it takes away from I feel like just the love of the game of basketball, you know what I'm saying, for the kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can get all this money, but and now am I doing it for the money or I'm doing it for the love of the game? You know what I'm saying? Now if I can get this money here, it's about money. Yeah, my game maybe speaks for itself, or it might be, you know what I'm saying, a guy that's averaging 4 points, you know what I'm saying, getting, you know what I'm saying, this type of money, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't really been playing that much. So like I said, I'm all for it, but it just takes away from the love of the game. Man. I don't think it's that they don't a lot of kids now don't have the passion for it.
Yeah, it's not as pure.
Now it's just more just about the talent, you know what I'm saying? It's not as pure as I would say. But teach his own, they're making it happen.
You think it's any real amicable solution? There should be a transfer limit, an age gap, salary cap, anything?
Yeah, I think, you know what I'm saying, it should be a salary cap, you know what I'm saying, if, let's just say if, you know what I'm saying, this D1 school got this salary cap, this D2 should have the same, you know what I'm saying, salary cap, or I think all scholarships should have the same salary cap, you know what I'm saying, where if I'm going to spend all this money on this one player, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got enough to go get, you know what I'm saying, what I actually need, you know what I'm saying. It helps out with all right, now this school can come on the back end and pay the money and get the kid, you know what I'm saying. So I think that just level it out, all schools should have a salary cap, same salary cap. And I think it should be for the transfer portal, you should get one chance, you know what I'm saying. Ain't no 3, 4 chances. I got $2 million here, I get $4 million. No, I think that also messed up the program.
Yeah.
Like you messed up the program too. You know what I'm saying? Like I got this kid coming to this just a D1 school, but not a big D1 school. But then we hype, we got everything coming in, vendors and all this. Then boom, you the transport portal. You know what I'm saying? What we do now?
Right away.
Yeah. So like just one chance. I think it should every college should get one chance. You know what I'm saying? The better, you know what I'm saying, suit you. You know what I'm saying? Or you want more money. I think everybody should get that one chance. But after that, I think it should just be that's it. You can't enter it no more.
Yeah, but career leave, you did it right. So I think, in my opinion, they should almost structure it somewhat like our NBA contracts. Like, you know how you can sign like a, I don't know, $40 million contract, but then gets like 55 and likely incentives, you know what I mean? Maybe you kind of stretch it out, incentivize it like over the years, incentivize these kids to stay, you know what I mean? You get the bulk of contract on the back end or something.
If I'm paying the kid, if I got, like, say, the top kid, if I'm paying you $4 million, $5 million, I got to at least get 2 years out of him. You know what I'm saying? Before you go in the portal. You know what I'm saying? Like you saying, like go to the NBA contract. Like we're gonna make it a contract. I gotta at least get 2 years out you. You saying you get 2 years at $5 million? What you mean? Come on. Like what I'm saying, like at least 2. I think like at least that if we're gonna do it that way, at least all right, gotta at least stay 2 years. You know what I'm saying? We know you're gonna do the 1 year. You know what I'm saying? You gotta at least do 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
And regardless, it's life-changing money, man. But I think the problem really is it's never the kids, boy. It's like it's the people around them and them trying to really market them kids and, you know, get them milking to get the most out of it. And, you know, you always put the kid at a disadvantage when you do stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, you making a tough choice for them. So, I get that.
Yeah. Well, switching gears a little bit, man. I think we alluded to this a little bit earlier, man. Can a basketball program really succeed at a football-first college? You know, I mean, Texas and Georgia kind of got the same problem.
Yeah. I mean, I think you succeed. You know, we've done it. You know what I'm saying? And I think you know what I'm saying. I think just what you take out of it. You know what I'm saying? The work you put into it. You know what I'm saying? When I signed with Georgia, I wasn't worried about the football. You know what I'm saying? Process over there. I was about the basketball program for me. And it still live to this day, like just trying to like better the program, you know what I'm saying, trying to make it an even playing as far as like, you know what I'm saying, football, even though we're a little bit far behind. But I think, you know what I'm saying, it's doable, you know what I'm saying? Like it's some great basketball program within these football, you know what I'm saying, big football programs like that's at school. So like let's just say Alabama and Auburn, you know what I'm saying?
Man, yeah, true. Alabama came up past couple of years.
Alabama and Auburn came up, you know what I'm saying, their basketball program, you know what I'm saying? And the football has always been top dog there. So, like, it's doable, you know what I'm saying? You just got to get the right players, you know what I'm saying? Make some couple tournaments, you know what I'm saying? I think the program was just, like, you know, do a lot better.
Yeah. So with the tournament coming up, man, like UGA, their team's pretty good. You know what I mean? Historically, y'all ain't never necessarily been a powerhouse, like, you know what I'm saying? But y'all have so much talent, like, in the area. Like, what do you think's been missing? Like, what's the issues?
The thing with us, as far as, like, we're missing a lot of recruitment home. You know what I'm saying? I think we go a little bit too much outside of Georgia, you know what I'm saying, and not in the state of Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's a football state, you know what I'm saying? So it's like not really much basketball, but I feel like we should not mainly recruit in the state of Georgia, but like they should at least be your first, you know what I'm saying? Like this should be home base, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's your backyard.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids out here with great talent that could be at Georgia playing for you, you know what I'm saying? And could be like, you know what I'm saying, that role player you need or that superstar you need, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I signed with Georgia, I was the only 5-star recruit at the time. You know? And then, so like, and then I don't know how it was when Ant-Man got there, you know what I'm saying? And probably was the best player that, you know, signed there when his year, you know? So, like, it just you got it in your backyard, you know what I'm saying? You missed out on Scoot Henderson, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he didn't go the college route. You know what I'm saying? He went, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else. There was a lot of talent here, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think just starting, like, recruiting in your backyard, you know what I'm saying, and then venture out, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot easier. I think we let I forget one kid. He from Athens. He went to Florida. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Rival school too.
Yeah,
That's
what
crazy.
I'm saying, he was in your, he was really in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? But like y'all didn't like were pursuing him that much. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep him home. So I'm like, when you have so much talent at home, but like you go outside of like just recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Out of state, man. Like a lot of guys probably don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? But like you got a lot of guys that want to stay home. You know, I think that's for Georgia. Like just recruit a little bit more in Georgia, you know what I'm saying, then venture out, you know what I'm saying.
It's gonna be them donors, man, like yourself, man. Have to start sponsoring folks or something.
I'm trying to help out, man. I'm trying, man. I've been doing a little bit like stuff with them, but like, I'm trying to get back up there so I can like get more like involved.
That's dope, man. You still tapped in with your community.
Yeah.
You be filling out the brackets and stuff like that, like during March Madness. You be doing it. You be keeping up with that.
I be trying. I really just be picking the underdogs, you know, because like every like tournament I would watch, it just seemed like the underdogs are always knocking off these, you know what I'm saying, these top seeds, and it seems like it happens every year, you know what I'm saying.
That's the beauty of it. That's right.
Right.
Man, we gonna see, man. It's time for one more break, y'all. Next up, we're gonna go off the court, talk about life, family. And man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for listening to Game Recognized Game. Rate, review, subscribe, please, man. Welcome back to Game Recognized Game with Stewie and Myles. And man, let's talk about life, man. Let's get a little personal. You know, this can be anything. You know, I'm just curious. I always like asking just accomplished folks, you know, in their fields, like, what's your greatest accomplishment? Life. What's your greatest accomplishment?
Oh man, I would just say creating my family. You know. Beautiful wife, 5 kids, you know what I'm saying, winning my 2 championships, man. I just being blessed in everything that I've done, you know, since I've been in the league. Like I said, I'm blessed to have 13 years and more, like in counting. You know what I'm saying? Like just be able to put my family in a position, you know what I'm saying, where they're gonna always be good, I would say.
That's real. I resonate with that. What do you think the hardest lesson this league has taught you?
I mean, I already kind of knew it, but I would just say, like, being patient. You know what I'm saying? I already kind of knew as far as, like, that I've had that patient wait, you know what I'm saying? But, like, league also just taught me a lot, like, just to slow down and just think. You know, a lot of stuff do move a lot fast. Season be, you know what I'm saying? You start the season and you in All-Star break, season been moving. So like just being patient and being mindful, I would say, you know, just think about most of the decisions that I make, you know.
Right, you on that. All right. Who's your favorite player growing up? I know he's in Georgia. Who's your favorite player?
Favorite player growing up was definitely Bron. I got a so real moment about that too. I'll tell you about Bron. Like, 'cause me and my grandma used to like watch the Cavs, you know, all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was her favorite team as well. But like, yeah, Kobe, Bron, you know what I'm saying, was my 2 guys, you know, growing up. I kind of like watched a lot, you know what I'm saying? And just that's what I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying?
Heard you. Yeah, man, it's 2 of the greatest right there, man. Yeah. That's real. And you got a chance to play against and play with one.
Which is crazy. I played against Kobe too, got a picture of him like when I was in Detroit guarding him, you know what I'm saying, with his famous, you know what I'm saying, leaving to the it was about to post me up. And then what the so real moment about Bron was high school. I think I'm in high school. I went to his very first camp he ever had in Akron, Ohio.
Wow.
Took a picture with him. Fast forward, I'm in the league. This is the year he signed with the Lakers. I showed him the picture, and he was like, "No way." I was like, "No way." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Nigga, you my favorite player growing up. Got a picture with you." You know what I'm saying? I'm a shy kid out of Greenville, Georgia, and now I'm playing with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, man, that was probably one of like the.
And you got a chance to win a chip with him, boy. That's like the crazy, so bro.
Moment, and they're like. You never should meet your idols, you know what I'm saying, because they're, you know, but man, it's probably one of the coolest motherfuckers I ever met, you know what I'm saying? So Like it was like so real for me, man. Like that full turnaround. Like, man, I was a kid, man, watching you grow up and saying, now I'm playing with you. You know what I'm saying? That's probably one of the other so real moments I've ever had in the league.
Nice, bro. Nice. Yeah, switching gears a little bit, just to you, man. Like, seems like you and your wife have an amazing relationship. I mean, I even peeped when she dressed up as you for Halloween and whatnot. Yeah. What makes y'all's relationship so strong and special, man? How does she support you?
The communication, man. I think she's my nightcap, you know what I'm saying, after all these games. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just answered the phone and let me vent to her. You know what I'm saying? That helped me, like, kind of de-stress a little quicker than me just thinking about it, holding on to it, and then getting back to a room or, like, get on a flight. Yeah, she's always, like, just held the house down, like, where all I need to just do was just focus on basketball. You know what I'm saying? And also helped me, like be prepared mentally, too, because, like, you know what I'm saying? She's throwing a lot of curveballs, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're, like, you know what I'm saying? We're not agreeing with each other, I would say. And, like, but when we do communicate, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, it's, like, the ship is steady, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm able to just, like, mentally focus on, like, all right, my job, you know what I'm saying? Game plan, whatever the team need. And then when I come home, it's like, man, it's like peace, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I
gotta find that.
I know I can come home, I can talk to her about my job, and she's not going to scold me. Or if she see me playing bad, you know what I'm saying, she going to let me know. You know what I'm saying? Even my oldest son does that, though. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, Dad, man, you need to shoot more, you need to drive more, you know what I'm saying? And, like, my wife is, like, kind of one that's kind of, like, just really it in. It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You KCP, you got this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing you. So, like, just having that communication and, like, that outlet for me, like, she's been holding it down for, like, 13 years, man. I've been with her since I was rookie. So,
that's fire, bro. Ain't nothing like that. That's fire.
She held it down, man. It's marriage, man. We had some ups and downs. We got married at 23. You know what I'm saying? We got married young, so, like, we had ups and downs, but, like, she's held the boat steady, man. I'm just the engine. I'm just keeping it moving.
I know that's right, bro. So, I mean, you obviously got to hold it down for your peoples and your family, man. And, you know, normally on this show, we have a segment with Stewie. You know, she has 2 kids as well, where she starts giving parenting advice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But given that she ain't here and you got lots of experience there, you know, with 5 kids, man, which is get the people some advice, man. You know, like I said, you got a lot of experience.
We just talked about it, man. What was one of the things the league had taught me? Patience, man. Like,
yeah, all right.
And it was like, it wasn't hard with my oldest. When we just had my oldest, it was kind of like smooth. You know what I'm saying? Then we had the second one, you know what I'm saying? Then we had the third one. Like, so, like, as the numbers grew, like, it kind of got harder, you know what I'm saying? But, like, saying being patient, you know what I'm saying? Also just being present, you know what I'm saying? My wife always tells me, be present, you know what I'm saying? You hear it, but you ain't here, you know what I'm saying? So be present, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just, like, you got to try to, like, you know, definitely, like, have everything in order. Like, that's why I was like, I get everything, like, my props to my wife, man. Like, she's been, like, holding the house down because right now I'm in Memphis and she's back in Orlando with the kids. Like, just, like, she's been holding it down, man. It's been tough for her, but, like, when I come home, it's like I just flow right in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but, like, yeah, just being patient for me, like, with my kids, it's like they're being that patient, man. It's just been being present.
Yeah, presence. I like that, being present in the moment where your feet are. That's so real. Man, you a hardworking man, man. The people don't see you, but, you know, I appreciate you making some time for me today, KCP, for real, dog, for real. If y'all haven't checked it out yet, man, go check out one of the fastest growing podcasts out there. We got Dog Talk, you know what I mean? Dog himself.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man, appreciate it. We just had you on, man. I appreciate it, man. You showing up for us, man. So I was only right I show up for you, dog.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, game recognized game, man.
Yes,
you heard it here first.
Yes, sir.
Man, well, I appreciate everybody. Appreciate y'all checking us out. You can be part of the show. Send your questions to our social channels and leave comments on the YouTube videos. And please subscribe to Game Recognized Game. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. We're going to see y'all next time.